Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. You are in for a treat. We have the YouTuber that you know that talks about the pack and maybe a little bit of your Chiefs as well. I think you're going to look forward to this one. This is RGR Football. Welcome back, everyone. Tom's rocking out, and you can see your favorite character actor. Podcaster. Good Lord, man, what don't you do? This is Tom Grossi. How are you, Tom?
Buddy, thanks for having me. I'm doing all right. We're doing awesome. It's been a real quiet news day here on Wednesday. Really not a lot going on. I just been sitting here, just feet up, talking a whole lot about nothing.
Taking it easy. I like it.
That's it.
Well, there might be a few things to talk about. I don't know.
Just a couple.
Might
have to pull them out. Like, again, we have to really stretch it, but as long as we hit our markers, that's all that matters.
Let me hit you with my favorite idea off the top. Should we just go to 8-man football?
Yes.
Okay.
Done.
I like it. See, folks, we're done. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Okay. So I got to tell you, I'm pissed off. There's one person that's more disappointed in me. His name is Jake from State Farm.
Oh yeah.
As much as I was dreading this ball game, to find out now that everybody's favorite compassionate uncle, Aaron Rodgers, is a little under the weather. Does this change anything for this ball game?
Listen, the Rodgers talked about it on McAfee, and he was talking about, Jake. He hasn't really decided, if he's teaming up with the younger guy or maybe he's hanging out with the old guy and Aaron Rodgers. And now, I think disappointed. No, I think it's a sigh of relief because he's like, do you know how toxic of a work environment if he picks Patrick Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers? Oh no, buddy, no. That would have been hostile. So I think he's gotten away from it a little bit. But yeah, there's a few changes going on in this game, Ryan. Just a couple. Considering the Packers have been somehow pulling off victories for the past 6 weeks with a ghost crew, or that of Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest, when they're literally stuck to the wall. They're like, Blake Bortles is coming back, Ryan. Blake Bortles got on a plane to fly to Green Bay to make it to this game. When Blake Bortles is in town, buddy, it ain't good news.
Okay. All right. We'll go home.
It's done. It's done.
I mean, these are the MVPs, right? I've been waiting for this matchup since the last time when Mahomes was hurt. This has me a little irritated. Nothing against Jordan Love. I'll love to see him complete 4 passes. That's my goal. If it doesn't work out that way, it's okay. I think it'll be fine. But how do you roll with this?
It's funny too, because I relate it back to when Rodgers got hurt, when he broke his collarbone, because screw Anthony Barr. But when he broke his collarbone and Brett Hundley was hyped to the moon by Mike McCarthy, and he's like, oh, this guy's ready, man. You want to see an NFL caliber player here. Oh, he's going to come out there. He's going to chew some bubble gum and he's going to just let that thing fly. And I'm like, oh man, the entire fan base was like, ooh. And then they ran it 2 plays, threw it for 2 yards. It was just check downs. And that was all you saw of Brett Hundley. It was garbage. And I was like, okay, well, we can't get that hype again. And Matt LaFleur in his press conference, a reporter directly asked him, he goes, is Jordan Love ready? And LaFleur just looks at him and is like, I guess we'll find out. That is the most unconvincing and unconfident answer I could have ever anticipated. That's me going in to get a colonoscopy and me asking the doc, and it's like, doc, is this gonna go well? And he's like, we'll find out. There's no confidence in that afterwards. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check my health insurance provider and see if there's another doctor. Because so that's Ryan, that's the best answer I got for you. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Well, we'll do it together. It'll be fun. I mean, he's going to have some support, right? The walking wounded might be coming out of the woodwork here.
Yes.
So
I'm maybe.
I was just going to say that's got to be the biggest one, right?
Gabe Bakhtiari, I mean, listen, if you can get your all-pro left tackle and all-pro wide receiver back in Davante Adams, that's all. You're helping the cause, right? And Aaron Jones is such a threat, whether it's in the run game or whether it's in the receiving game. I think he's going to be a big help. I'm really curious to see if a guy like Josiah DeGuara, who's been very quiet since we drafted him last year, obviously he got injured last year, was out for the season, but was used a lot in those first 4 games. He's been dealing with crap too. So he's coming back, and, I'm going to be interested to see, is it be a lot of dump offs to Mercedes Lewis, the big dog MVS could come back, who's a speedster. I don't know how much they're going to push the field though. I mean, Jordan Love a couple times, definitely in training camp and in the preseason a couple times, showed off he has a nice deep ball. He's able to push it. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it on Sunday, considering he's got 4 days notice, but I'm going to be very curious to see what the game plan is, but I have to imagine it's going to be structured around keeping Jordan Love upright, getting rid of the ball quickly, and not doing too much to win the game. But if you guys jump out to a 21-0 league, that goes out the window.
Oh, that was so 2020, man. That's not going on no more.
I was trying to it was on your show. I want to be respectful. I wanted some nostalgia.
Right. Oh yeah, that ended at prom. It's all over, but the shouting now. The thing for me, it doesn't really matter. Anybody who's catching passes is going to have an opportunity there. I will not be surprised if in those meetings, 4 is Jordan. Just find 4-9, aim at him. It's all going to work out just fine.
Where is he at all times?
Right. That's what they need to do.
If he's not on the field, throw it in the dirt.
Right. Row.
Just give up. Just pack it up. We'll send out Corey Bajorquez and we'll pump this thing away.
It's fine. If Davante gets back on the field, and I love watching him play, so I am for that. I don't want to get too serious, but is there any way that Jordan Love can patch something together and make this a love triangle real quick?
I mean, maybe. However, what I will say is I think Davante Adams' heart belongs to Aaron Rodgers, 1. And 2, it also belongs to the team that's going to pay him the most amount of money, because when they asked him, oh, if they work something out with Aaron, he stays next year. Are you going to stay? He's like, no. He's like, oh, if they pay me, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? You go and get that money, Davante Adams. You go and get it. So unless Jordan Love is like, hey, buddy, I'm going to give you some of this rookie contract money, which he definitely does not have as much money as Davante Adams. No, I think it's pretty safe that Davante, he might even FaceTime Aaron Rodgers during this game, on the bench, and he's just be like, he's nothing like you. Catching that ball for 8 yards, it meant nothing to me. Nothing whatsoever. I only want to catch it from you.
Well, hey, there's always opportunity. I hear it's warm in Jacksonville. Enjoy that, Davante.
Oh,
yeah, let's hope. So, in all seriousness, you do have a defense that is what Chiefs Kingdom probably hopes for theirs. That last year was a little rough, and you've been able to turn it around. Chiefs trying to do it in one season, but where right now are they on the defensive side of the ball? What are you concerned about the Chiefs trying to exploit?
Yeah, I mean, so it comes down to a couple of things. One, Devondre Campbell, who we picked up in the offseason, who nobody wanted, is the best inside linebacker in football right now. He literally is. He's rated as the highest inside linebacker, and we're paying him $3 million. So he has just been such a leader. He's been amazing for that group, and it's so nice to just have someone in the middle of the field where we just haven't had that before. We've moved Clay Matthews from the outside into the inside because we couldn't stop the run and all these things. And Devondre Campbell can get after the quarterback. He can stop the run. He could be in there with coverage as well. So I think, I feel at least a little bit more confident in the middle of the field. What it's going to come down to is Preston Smith should be healthy. Rashawn Gary's looking pretty good. I'm looking for that pass rush to be able to get after Patrick Mahomes a little bit more. It's going to be about containing. We did a really nice job against Kyler Murray, but we also, I think, game planned for that. When we didn't game plan for that, we saw what Taylor Heineke could do. He ran for 95 yards on us. So if Patrick Mahomes, wants to decide to scramble and run for 10 yards, he might be able to accomplish that. That I'm concerned about. Eric Stokes is our rookie CB. He's got a lot of speed. I imagine he's going to be on Tyreek Hill. I'm not sure if Kevin King is going to be back. I think he's going to be back. That's going to be our number 2 guy, but he can always get burned. I think it's going to be a matter of just I'm not even worried too much about the Tyreek Hills or the Travis Kelce's. I'm worried about the McCole Hardmans. I'm worried about kind of the other guys who might like fly under the radar a little bit as they're not going to be picked up. Isaac Yadam, who's definitely not a great guy for us, but he's on COVID as well. We're low at CB. Jair Alexander not playing. Rasul Douglas, who had the game winning interception, he's been really good. So I think it's just like we've been able to put all these pieces together that don't necessarily fit well and like make it into something. And Joe Barry's defense is really kind of predicated on just like letting defenders play at their best position. And so I think where I'm worried about is potentially exploiting it with those, other like not so well-known guys. And then, Mahomes' scrambling ability is always going to be a problem.
So versus the run, I mean, is the key to the Chiefs winning this game running at Green Bay?
I mean, I'd like to say yes, but at the same time, they've gotten a lot better. I mean, Alvin Kamara week 1, looking real good against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Jameis Winston running all over them as well. Tyler Heineke already mentioned running all over them. So yeah, I think it might be a mixture of like a Shanahan type of offense where it's just like, hey, am I going to hand the ball off like RPOs, but actually meaning it? And they're basically just everyone's running the entire time. So it's like, here, I'm going to hand it to you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Haha, just kidding. It's Patrick Mahomes who's going to take it. That I feel like might be a problem for this Packers defense, but I think we are definitely better and improved than we have been in that category than previous seasons.
Okay. You can shatter a nightmare for me here.
Okay.
The guy that was at the top of my rankings in athletic ability in the draft class, the guy that I wanted to put behind a fullback in Kansas City, AJ Dillon's going to run all over the Chiefs defense, isn't he?
Buddy, first of all, I thought you were going to mention Hunter Bradley, and I was like, no, he's okay. He's our long snapper. We released him. It's okay. Ryan, he can't hurt you anymore. But what I do love about this is Aaron Jones is amazing. I love him. He is such a versatile back, but we've been giving it a lot to AJ Dillon. There was some concerns. He fumbled twice against Washington. He didn't recover one of them. He fumbled last week too. But after getting over that man, like he just keeps on hitting and he's fighting and he's carrying defenders. He's a big boy. He's Quadzilla for a reason. So if you guys can't stop the run, yeah, that could be a problem just with Jones and or Dillon. He's in there for those short yardage. The Packers' red zone offense really wasn't so hot last week. There's a couple of missed opportunities they could have put in that game away like real early. But, I mean, I fear the Cardinals' defense a bit more than you guys when it comes to defending the run. But if you guys like dedicate yourself to that and force Jordan Love to throw the football, I feel like that's the best key to success there, because if you let him, Dillon is going to run you over.
We call that the Tennessee plan. Okay.
Yes.
So we can instigate that. So it all comes back to the quarterback. And so if you're going to run the ball, that'll help him a little bit. If it were me and I'm trying to prop him up as best I can, I'm looking at the tight end all day long, but Tanyan's out. So if Devontae doesn't make it back, what are you focusing on? What are you trying to do to make this game easier for Jordan Love?
Yeah, I feel like what it's going to honestly come down to is it's I hate that you're going to say like bubble screens, but like it's screens where we actually have blockers. I feel like besides just leaning on the run game as much as you can, looking at like the big dog Mercedes Lewis. I mean, like he's made like he had that, it was called back. He made that one-handed grab in the end zone, which was like incredible last week. He is like great for like those medium yards where you just like have to get the yardage. Like he is the guy to get it done. So I'd imagine like going after some of those big bodied guys. Alan Lazard, maybe even like he's one of our best guys in terms of blocking wide receivers. He can always do some damage as well. EQ, Equinemius St. Brown, we've called him up from the practice squad a couple of times. I don't know if he's going to be playing this week, but we've used him in jet sweeps before. But if MVS is back, maybe like you do that. I think it's just going to be like a healthy dose of let's put Jordan Love out there, because he's still got to like know this playbook. Put him out there, see how we are with the run game. If that's not looking so dire, start him off like real slow and see, if you could just slowly progress him through the game. I don't think the Packers are going to get off to like a blazing hot start if it is with Jordan Love. I could be wrong, but like I don't think that they're going to be like, hey, let's like see how that kid like fling it 20, 30 yards downfield, like right off the bat. It's only if we're going to get into like, some big problems where it's like, third and long over and over and over again. That's where I can see the Packers offense is stalling out a little bit.
It comes back to me, like, how do you go about helping him help himself? At the end of the day, I think he's going to have some opportunities, but if he doesn't, I haven't seen him since college film, to tell you the truth. I don't get Green Bay preseason games. So can he hurt this team with his legs? can he get out of the pocket and do something?
I mean, so here's the thing. So I was there for training camp for a good chunk of it. And the main concern I had during training camp is whenever, and he wasn't getting hit during training camp, obviously, but when he was pressured, he panicked, completely panicked. And I was like, oh crap, like this is not what you want to see. When he got to the game, he was poised. He was able to get out of the pocket. He was able to make throws on the run. That was preseason. You know, he took a shot too, was out the second game for preseason. So I think that there is a big question mark on just what he could do against an actual NFL defense. It's not preseason anymore. And what you saw in the preseason was like he made rookie mistakes. You know, like there was he would make one amazing throw and then he would throw an interception, which was god awful the next play. So like I feel like you have to be a little conservative with him. There are a couple, like he can use his legs definitely, and he can throw on the run. It's just gonna be a matter of like, can he do it consistently? And I feel like what you're just gonna have to do is got to keep him out of those long yardage situations, you know, and make it like a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, maybe a 3rd and 5, because then I think the likelihood of success is just gonna be that much higher, and you're not expecting too much of him. Because I feel like right now on a short week, you know, for him, it's just like try to survive and get out with a win against Kansas City, and then look at the Seahawks where he might have to play again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be a long night. Long couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
This is probably the most important question. My last question for you, when it all comes down to it, are you going to have to write something where Lenny leaves the basement because of this game?
I will put it this way. I have prepared for Lenny to leave the basement for quite some time. And
just waiting.
This is going to sound so bad. I never want the Packers to lose. I never want them to lose. If they lose, though, let's just say it helps out the content a lot. So,
okay.
I'm just saying it'll allow Lenny to, because then we can start a Breck redemption arc. Like there's a lot of things that we could get in motion here. But listen, you know, there's a merge coming on next week. You know, the AFC and NFC West are coming together. So pandemonium may occur, my friend. Pandemonium may occur.
I'm looking forward to this. And folks, if you haven't caught that yet, it's on Tom Grossi's channel. Where else should they look for you?
I mean, if you really want to, first of all, I'll find you. But second thing is, if you just look up Tom Grossi comedy on like social media and stuff, and it's just Tom Grossi on the YouTubes, you'll find my face. And if you're like, you know what, I've had enough of the face, we're a podcast only too. So you know, you just check out podcasts there.
I do the same thing. So if you don't want to look, you don't have to, folks.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to look. You don't have to touch. You don't have to smell. None of those.
It's a COVID friendly.
You can cut off 4 of your senses if you just want to like listen to what's going on with the Packers.
Thank you for the time. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Ryan, appreciate you having me, bud.
Folks, you all have a good one. We will talk to you next time.